we say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live on the road today. We are at Lingerfield Drug Center in downtown Elizabeth, and on this Wednesday, the 14th day of January. Hard to believe. Tomorrow we're the halfway point of January. So here we go. We'll look up. It'll be Easter. We'll look up. It'll be 4th of July. We'll look up. It'll be Christmas again. So don't rush it, Tom. I'm not, but it just keeps on keeping on. That's the way it goes. My father would tell us all the time, the older you get, boys, the faster it comes around. He's right. We are here. We're loaded for bear. We're reloaded. Here they are. Can't beat it, folks. Fisherman's Friend. That's what we keep in our pocket all the time. Got me 4 new packs. I get them right here at Lingerfield Drug Center, downtown Elizabeth. And Dr. Carter's going to join us here coming up in a little while. Also, Andrew Smith will join us, sports writer, John City Press. Andrew McKeon, got the Andrews in today. El Presidente at Carter County Bank, which is right next door where we are here at Lingerfield. He'll come over and talk a little Tennessee football, some Braves, and spring training not that far away. So we have lots going on. It would appear that the Big Ten and the SEC are loggerheads as far as trying to set up this brand new format. And so playoff format we're speaking of, they will meet this weekend in Miami right before the national championship between the Hurricanes and the Indiana Hoosiers. And so they'll try and decide what they're going to do going forward. We have that story. We've got a new rule that the coaches are pushing for their redshirt eligibility for college football. So the ever-changing landscape of college football and college sports. Last night, double overtime, Tennessee wins. We'll talk about that and all the top 25 games. And so got some more tonight. So lots going on. We'll go back through high school basketball. Last night we had a great doubleheader win. Cyclones defeat a Crockett team that's young. A Lady Crockett team's young. They're going to be good in the future for sure. And maybe good this year too, but they're young. They're taking their lumps now. A lot of freshmen and sophomores out there on the floor. But Kaylee Donor can play. Little girl, she's 5'1". She's a spark plug. Little 5'1" mighty might. She can play. She's only a junior for Crockett. Love to watch her play. And last night it was Addison Bunn with 28 and Reagan May with 18-19 last night to lead the Lady Cyclones. In the boys' game, heck of a game. And so the Cyclones down 8 in the second half, rallied to win the game by 7. And so our players of the game were Evan Chambers and Hudson Pate were our players of the game last night. So it was a good night to be a Cyclone. And so we are here again at Lingerfield Drug Center in downtown Elizabeth. And let's get it cranked up with the national anthem as we always do, and jump right into, as we said, college football. And so the national anthem will be sung today by whom? Who might we ask to get up here and croon the national anthem? It will be, how about Martina McBride on the Tom Taylor Sports.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets like the bombs bursting in
Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. What all do you have here at the Jewelers Bench?
So we carry an assortment of items. We've got Watchwise, G-Shock, Bearings, Citizens, Pearl-Wise. We do Imperial Pearl. I get some from a company called AGI, really great company. Diamonds, we do all kinds from Shaw Diamonds. We have lab-grown diamonds, Pandora. Do carry Classic Imports, which is sterling silver items, and then Sterling Reputation, that's sterling silver items. PRO is sterling silver, diamond, 14 karat yellow gold. Spotto watch bands, stuff from Equity Diamonds, just a wider range.
Jewelry repair, do a lot of that, of course. And jewelry cleaning, all that available here again as we are here at the Jewelers Bench. And so social media, how do we find you?
So Facebook and Instagram, and then website is jewelersbenchtn.com.
One of our great sponsors, Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show, the great folks at the Jewelers Bench. And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show again, we are live here, show number 2426. That's what we're dealing with here on this Wednesday. I love it. Heading off to 2,500 is the goal. We're going to have a little celebration at the 2,500 mark on our way to, I guess, ultimately we'll do 3,000. But that's that kind of is the goal in the back of my mind to get to that point. So it's good. So I'm trying to get this set up over here ready to go. There we go. And hit that. So we can say hello to William Welch, and there he is. Hello to William. How you doing? All right, let's take a look at college football. Let's start it with, start our show with that. And so as college football executives meet coming up this weekend in Miami before the national championship, the Sports 2 power brokers, that would be the Big Ten and the SEC, apparently at a stalemate over the playoff format going forward here after this year. The conference, Big Ten, wants a 2014 playoff, with or without automatic qualifiers, but is willing to temporarily accept a 16-team field if everybody else commits to expanding to 24 within 3 years. So we'll do what you want now if you'll do what we want long term. It's kind of what we're talking about here, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. But anyway, it'll buy conferences time to unwind one of the sport's biggest obstacle, and that's the conference championship games, which are tied up in lucrative and overlapping media right agreements through at least end of the decade. So SEC and Big Ten are meeting, and so the Big Ten says, we want 24. We'll do 16 temporarily if you'll do a 2014 format within the next 3 years. So they're going to meet Sunday again before the national championship in Miami. The 10 commissioners and the Notre Dame athletic director, which I still don't get, and it's a broken record, tell me how they have the right to be at the table. Well, they're Notre Dame. Okay. All right. Tell me how they have the right to be at the table, but they are. All right, Big Ten standing by itself. The ACC, Big 12, and SEC continue to back a 16-team 5+11 format. Guarantees automatic bids to the 5 highest-ranked conference champions and then 11 at large. So the roadblock remains the Big Ten and SEC controlling interest in the decision-making. If the 2 largest conferences don't align, the playoff stays at 12. ESPN, the media partner through 2032, has granted executives in November, a deadline extension to January 23rd, which is coming up, what is this today? 14th, got 9 days, to decide on next year's format. But they've made little headway. They're not getting too far in this. So, again, it all comes down to, and they all voted this to give them the right. So the Big Ten and the SEC drives the bus. Whatever they agree on is what everybody's going to do. So, for now, it is as I said, the Big Ten said we'll go 16, but we want to go 24 within 3 years. If you'll agree to that, then we'll do it. And so it comes down to whether the Big Ten or the SEC will agree to that format. Everybody else wants that 5+11 format, 16-team, 5 champions, 11 at large. So we'll see if, in fact, that goes. And so they will meet on Sunday in Miami. And Big Ten says we'll go 16 if you'll do 24 within 3 years. We'll see how that goes. All right, college football coaches voting on a unanimous basis to alter the eligibility rules in hopes of expanding redshirt seasons from 4 games to 9 games. There you go. Currently, a player can redshirt if he plays in 4 or fewer games during a season under the 5-year to play 4 directive. So they're trying to move it out to a 9-game scenario now. An influx of athletes continue to challenge the NCAA eligibility rules, as many are requesting additional seasons, none bigger than, of course, Trinidad Chambliss, the quarterback for Ole Miss, suing the NCAA, hoping for an injunction after his recent waiver request was denied to play a 6th year of college football, in this case at Ole Miss. So, what comes up next on this deal? Well, the unanimous directive from coaches is simply a recommendation. It's got to go before the Division I committees to determine if redshirt rules will indeed be made, changes, I should say. Should college football move to a 9-game redshirt rule, players become more interested in staying with their teams later during the season without fear of losing eligibility. So right now it's 4 games, and they want to push it out to 9 games to be redshirted for the following year. So we'll see. One other note in college football, Marcus Freeman staying put. He did exactly what he should have done and did. He squawked a little bit, and Notre Dame gave him more money. Marcus Freeman expected to remain the head coach of Notre Dame, despite interest from several NFL teams. He received an enhanced contract last month from Notre Dame to stay there. So we'll see. Of course, the Steelers, as we talked about yesterday or last night of the ball game, haven't ever got off there that Mike Tomlin's stepping away from the Steelers. So it's that's another coaching opportunity. He and John Harbaugh are the 2 big names right now. One of those guys needs to be the Raiders coach, either Harbaugh or Tomlin. So anyway, Marcus Freeman played him pretty good up at Notre Dame. Said, maybe, they're talking to me a little bit. And everyone's like, oh, and they ran, gave him more money. So Marcus says, I kind of like Notre Dame. And so he's going to be right there at Notre Dame for extended, through through 2029. He's got a contract extension, so looks like he's going to be good. 9 is a lot. I like 6, so that's half the season. I agree with him, Jonathan, 100%. 9 is too many as far as redshirt. 6 would be, in theory, half the season. Most schools are playing 12 games now. 9 is a lot. 4 probably not enough. We're talking about redshirt eligibility. So we'll get Andrew Smith's take. He's here, the sports writer for the Johnson City Press. We've got Milligan basketball coming up today. Doubleheader. The Lady Buffs undefeated in league play. We'll put that on the line today against Truett McConnell, 5:15 airtime, 5:30 tip-off. The men to follow. And so it's going to be a good night to be at Steve Lacy Fieldhouse on a Wednesday. The weather, I think they have called things off. Best I can tell, it's going to be rainy. In the mountains, you're going to get snow. Here, I love the magic word, a trace, which means back home when we was a kid, we just had enough snow to cover the grass. You'd say, Granddad said, boys, we just had a skiff, S-K-I-F-F, a skiff of snow. I think that's what we're going to get. Mountains, going to get some snow, obviously. As you go up the backbone of the Appalachians, up to West Virginia, they're going to get smoked up a snowshoe, rather. Talking a foot of snow up there. Of course, they like it at Snowshoe. They make a lot of snow for the ski resort. Up through there, you're traveling up in that direction. You probably want to check before you take off. Going over Sam's Gap tonight, absolutely need to check. Southwest Virginia, up in the hills around Pound and Norton, up in there. Jenkins, Kentucky, over in that direction you're traveling, absolutely. But here in the immediate Tri-Cities, I'm going to go out on a limb and say rain and probably some flurries or a skiff of snow, but I don't think it's going to be anything like they talked about. So it is going to get cold, but there again, in fact, I'll tell you before we go to the break, Andrew is here. I want to get him on the air next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So let's see what we got here. I'll give you the forecast real quick, the extended forecast down the road, just to let you know it is going to get cold. Rain doesn't start till 4 o'clock today, and it's rain. Changes to snow for an hour tonight from 9 to 10 o'clock here locally, and it's going to be 37 degrees. Baker wants a blizzard. You'll have to go north to get that, dear. So let's see what we got. 27 and 13 tomorrow night. Let's see, 17 on Saturday evening, 15 on Sunday night, 12 on Monday night. So it's going to get cold. It's going to warm back up. A week from today, it's going to be back up in the 40s, and next Friday week's going to be up around 60. So here it is. It's the peaks and valleys, and again, Spring's not that far away. Spring training, baseball's within a month. High school baseball and softball's not that far away. Of course, we're right in the heart of basketball right now, but I think the weather forecast for what we want here, if you're a snow lover, not going to happen now. If you go up into West Virginia, they got a winter storm warning back up home, so in that direction, going to be a lot of snow. But here, not so much over the next 24 to 36 hours or so. But we do have basketball. Milligan today, led by Lena Lyon from Elizabethton. They're undefeated. She and Samaj Clark out of Oak Ridge, they can play. Shoo, can't wait to call those games today. And the guys, they're due a big win, and so we'll see how that goes. They're trying to snap a losing streak of sorts. They're a young basketball team, too. See, the transfer portal affects NAIA, too. People don't think so, but it did, and it has. Tommy, the great big guy, the big 7-footer, left to go to St. John's, got paid a boatload of money. He's hurt. I think he's out for the season. But he got a good chunk of money. I think he got $500,000, $500,000 to play for St. John's and Rick Pitino, and then got hurt. So, NAIA schools are decimated by the transfer portal as well. If you're good on this level, good chance you'll move up to the next level. And that's what happened. They had several kids leave Milligan. So they're in a rebuilding mode, point being. And so they're a young team. And, Bill Robinson's trying to get them ready for the tournament coming up later in the year at Meadowview and Kingsport. So that's what they're working for. The Lady Buffs are rocking it right now for Kylie Greer. So we'll have them, both of them beginning at 5:15 right here, audio and video on the Tom Daly Sports Show. And Drew is in the house. There she goes. She's walking her dog, and down the street they go. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. He's here. He's ready to talk it. We're ready to talk it right after this from our sponsor, where we are today, the good folks right here at Lingerfeld Drug Center in downtown Elizabeth. We're talking to our buddy Dr. Eric Carter from Lingerfeld Drug Center, one of our proud sponsors of the show, and Cyclone Sports. A lot of pharmacies out there, a lot of drugstores out there. Why, in your humble opinion, should we come and trade at Lingerfeld Drug Center?
Yes, I think our customers are our family. We treat people how I'd want my family to be treated. And that's, we can come in after hours for you if you need, or deliver to you. I think we just go the extra mile. A lot of times at a big chain or something, if you need a refill and it's out of refills, it's too bad. But we'll call the doctor, send them messages, and keep bothering them until they get them sent in to us. So we want to do everything we can to make sure our customers have their medicine and are happy.
Customer service, folks. Again, Lingerfeld Drug Center down here beside Carter County Bank in downtown Elizabethton. Proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At Northeast Community Credit Union, we know the importance of taking care of your family and building our community. Are you remodeling your home, trading cars for your next road trip, or maybe you're considering an in-ground pool or a boat for the lake? Our loans are easy, fast, and convenient with the lowest payments around. Act now before rates go up. Apply online at bmycu.org, call us, or come see us in Elizabethton, Johnson City, or Rome Mountain. We have the loan you need.
Back on the Tom Daly Sports Show, first guest, here we are, our buddy Andrew Smith, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Doing well. Happy Wednesday.
Yes. Always a pleasure to have you on. So, gosh, we have lots to cover. Let's start in the NFL. Tomlin steps down yesterday, the Steelers. So, you got he and John Harbaugh out there as coaches, probably the two marquee names to fill a lot of voids. There's a lot of empty spaces right now, including obviously the Steelers, now that Tomlin steps away. So, what's your take on Mike Tomlin leaving? Where will he go? And Harbaugh as well. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll start with Tomlin since that was the obviously the most recent movement there. It kind of felt like it had run its course, there in Pittsburgh. It felt like they had kind of hit a ceiling of, all right, about 10 wins, first-round playoff exit. I think that's literally been their path the past 3 years. So definitely felt like it kind of stayed the course. Kind of felt like an amicable separation there by the statements that both the organization and Tomlin put out. I don't think he coaches next year. I think he takes a year off. Does TV, what have you. I don't think he'll be gone forever. I think, next year's coaching cycle he may come back up, but I do think he'll take a year, maybe two, to do the TV thing and kind of take a little bit of a break. But something that'll be worth noting that if and when he ever decides he wants to coach again, the Steelers own his contract rights. They didn't fire him; he stepped down, so you could end up seeing a situation similar to what we saw a few years ago when the Broncos wanted to hire Sean Payton. They had to give up draft capital, significant draft capital, to the New Orleans Saints in order to acquire Sean Payton and sign him to extension, all that fun stuff. So whoever wants to hire Mike Tomlin, whether it's this cycle, next cycle, whenever that may be, they will have to not only give up financial resources, a contract to him and a staff, they'll have to give up probably a first and a second, maybe even a couple of first-round picks to get Mike Tomlin.
I agree. However, he is the big name out there. And I guarantee you, because he has been successful, obviously, by virtue of what he did in the Steelers, he and Harbaugh are the two big names. Now, all these other guys are assistants, defensive coordinators, so on and so forth. These guys are head coaches that are obviously been very, very successful. I think, I could be wrong, I am more times than not, but I think that somebody's going to wave enough money at this guy. I keep thinking the Raiders. Raiders got a lot of money out there to play with. So the Raiders go after Tomlin. They say, okay, we'll take care of his contract with the Steelers. We'll give you some draft picks. Of course, they need draft picks to build the team. But I just think Mike Tomlin is such a hot commodity that now's the time to grab him. There's enough openings. Teams out there, the Giants, the Titans, the Cardinals, the Raiders,
I think
the
it's
Ravens. We'll leave some of them out.
Steelers, Browns,
Dolphins. Yeah, there's a ton of them. So, and those are the two big marquee names, no question. John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin. I think he coaches. Probably wants to take a time off, but I think they're going to throw so much money at him, and he's got to go. These guys want to go into a situation they can win, too. Now, with the Raiders, obviously that's my team, I'm thinking a year out, maybe 2 years out before being really successful. You can't, it's not like college. Well, you can build it overnight, but more times than not, I don't think you can. So it's going to be a work in progress. But, what's to say the Ravens don't turn right around and hire him right back and put Tomlin in the Ravens? And Harbaugh goes to the Steelers. You just don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying where he may sit out. I just think, again, being redundant, that there's so much success, continuity. How about that? With these two coaches, what if these guys can win? It's not like they're unproven. They are winners. And so I think the money will follow them. And I think they'll be, as I said, given the opportunity to make so much money they can't walk away from it. So we'll see. But it is interesting, these two big names. One stepped down of his own, and the Ravens got rid of their guys. So, and both these guys are ultra successful in their franchises. So, any rumblings on the Titans, your team?
Everything that I'm reading is they're casting a very wide net, and all of the names they have interviewed or planning to interview. It sounds like John Harbaugh's at the top of their list, but this is not necessarily. Whenever John Harbaugh goes and visits Nashville, because the reports are that he will go to Nashville as part of his being interviewed, teams aren't necessarily interviewing John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh is so coveted, he's going to be interviewing the teams in a sense.
My point.
So, he's obviously a name to watch. Kevin Stefanski, potentially the former Browns coach, a name to watch. I've also heard names like Mike McDaniel, former Dolphins coach, Robert Saleh, the 49ers defensive coordinator, which that will kind of depend on how much longer the 49ers are going to keep playing. You can't really do much with that while he's still the defensive coordinator over there. Mike McCarthy, some of the names that I think are realistic. Now, they've also interviewed some others. Matt Nagy, I don't think is that far out of the question either. Wouldn't be my favorite, wouldn't be my number one choice. They've interviewed Jason Garrett. I think that was just a courtesy interview. I don't think that Jason Garrett's a realistic candidate. I'm sorry, I just don't think he is.
No. All right.
But yeah, there's Mike Morganti, Chad Brinker, the whole front office is their whole goal has been casting a wide net and seeing what they can find, and they're still very much in the process of doing that. So,
So there you go. The NFL head coaching carousel is very much spinning right now, and so you got all these openings. And not that these other guys aren't good coaches or could be good head coaches, but they're unproven commodities. John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin obviously are very much proven commodities. Tomlin has said he is interested in being in a warm weather city, so he's tired of the cold of Pittsburgh. So you look at that case, you look at the Dolphins, Atlanta. See, Cleveland's not one he'd want to go to. Warm weather. I mean, the Raiders in Vegas. I mean, that's pretty warm weather out there. So we'll see. Hello, Gary Taylor. Hello to Mackenzie Rebus, and hello to Becky Muncie down in Union County. Thank you for watching the show. We are live here at Lincolnville Drug Center. So you look at the NFL. Marcus Freeman, speaking of the NFL and college, Marcus Freeman rattled the chains a little bit and said, yeah, got the NFL teams looking at me a little bit. Notre Dame comes out and gives him an enhanced contract last month, so he's not going anywhere. Marcus Freeman staying at Notre Dame, so he's not going to be one of the coaches that may get plucked out of the college ranks. So the story this morning, I guess the biggest one, is the college football playoff. Now, the national championship's coming up Monday. We'll get your take on that in a moment. But they're all going to sit down on Sunday, they being the conferences and the Notre Dame athletic director, which I don't understand why he gets to go be part of this, but he is. So they're looking at, here's what it's down to the Big Ten of the SEC. They run the show. Everybody knows that. In fact, they voted it to have that way. They said, the Big Ten says, all right, we're currently a 12-team format. We want a 24th in 3 years. But if you'll do a 16-team playoff next year, as long as you do a 24 within 3 years with or without automatic qualifiers of the playoffs, we'll agree to a 16-team playoff expansion for next year. Now, they have until the 23rd of January to come up with a new format. If they can't agree on it, then they stay at 12. So, but right now they're trying to go to 16. SEC wants a 5 automatic champions plus 11 at-large qualifiers, 16 team. So does the ACC and so does the Big 12. So, but the Big Ten wants a 24-team playoff format. And they said if you can agree to it within 3 years to go 24, we'll do 16 next year. What do you think?
I'm tired of the expansion talk. I am. I'm sorry.
It's all about the money, sir.
Yeah, it is. And this thing, the college football playoff is an ATM for the folks that make these decisions. Now, they're not for me. They're not for you. We don't see any of that money. So, if I'm being honest, I don't really care. For me, it's all about the product on the field. And for me, I might be a minority in this. I don't know. I value the regular season a ton in college football. That's what for me, that's what makes college football so special, is those 12 Saturdays you get in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Anything in the postseason is a cherry on top, bowl game, playoff, whatever. I feel like with a 16-team playoff, especially a 24-team playoff, you're devaluing those 12 Saturdays you're getting in late August through Thanksgiving weekend. And I just can't jive with that. I can't. It's not about, to me, finding the teams that are that have the capability, I guess would be the best word to use for it, to win a national title. Oh, Texas, Vanderbilt, BYU, those teams probably could have been capable of going on a run like Miami's went on this year. But guess what? You lost too many games in the regular season to see that happen. So you get your bowl game, or if you're Notre Dame, you boycott the bowl game because whatever. So for me, I'm not interested in seeing. Let's see here, who finished 24th in the polls this year.
Who cares?
Who cares?
I
don't need to see them in this big bracket.
No.
I don't.
Well, Tulane proved and James Madison proved they're not ready for big boy football. No disrespect to the program, they weren't ready. I mean, it was obvious. They got outclassed, outplayed. I would say outclassed, got outplayed. Just had the talent. They couldn't play with the big boys. So here's my argument with this. You go 24-team playoff. Okay. Well, how many weeks you got to determine a national champion? You go 24 down to 12, down to 6. Am I right?
Yeah, and then obviously there's some buys in there, but ultimately it'll take.
We'll take 3 or 4 weeks.
It'll take about another 4-ish weeks to get through the whole thing.
So what do you do the regular season? I mean, you can't. Your body can only take so much, and they've already started playing since August. They've been on 2 days in July and August. Talking about college football, they've been playing all through that. So at some point, you make a. I mean, you're right. At some point, you either shorten the season and forget it, and just go, oh, we're going to playoffs, or get rid of the conference championships, which I think that's where they're headed. But there is a box of time that all these kids can't play year round. They're talking about the NFL going to an extra game next year. They can't play. Your body just can't take the pounding. And Kirby Smart said it. He said the best thing happened to us was that week off. We just heal up. He said, it's a pounding every single week. Now with this 9-team format the SEC's going to, there are no cream puffs, so the guys are going to stay out on the field and play because there's no blowouts. There is in theory, but also in theory there are going to be 9 games of pretty good quality that the starters or the regulars are going to play a lot of the football game because there are going to be wars every week. So my question is, you go 24, you're at 12 now, and you see you've had, 3 weeks? 4 weeks. So you've had the first round, then you got into the second. This is the third. This will be the 4th week, right, to get to the national championship?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is for the 12. So in my mind, you go 24 teams, you double that, you got 8 weeks worth of playoffs because you got to give these guys some time. And I'm thinking, and deservedly so, if you get from the semifinal to the national championship, you get a week off to get ready. So your calendar starts in August. You're playing now into February and late January, into February, not February, but in the late mid-January for the national championship. How do you have a 24-team playoff format and have a 12-game regular season?
Yeah, I just don't foresee it being a thing unless you're moving up the start of the regular season earlier. That's the only way you can fit it in. But that's
they're virtually playing year-round now anyway. I mean, they got spring practice coming up here. They're off right now. They've got about probably a couple of months off, I guess. The football teams are still doing winter workouts, but spring practice not that far away for all the college teams. Then they have the summer workouts, and then you roll right back into the fall camp, get ready for the season. So I don't know. I mean, I know it's all about this. They're going to get what they want because it's big bucks. And so then the other side of this is the other bowl games that mean absolutely nothing. What do you do with those games? The Pop-Tarts Bowl and this bowl and that bowl, the music. I mean, do those go away? Or do those they incorporate some of those into the playoff format with 24 teams? I mean, some of those bowls suddenly have some importance for I don't know. Where do these other bowl games go?
Your guess is as good as mine on how they handle that. I have no clue.
Above our pay grade. So, anyway, that's what's going on. You were where this weekend? Weren't you at Hampton on Friday night?
I was at Hampton for their return on Friday. That was a very cool environment to be in. Felt like a sub-state game in early January. The Hampton community was waiting for so long to return to Van Huss White Gymnasium, and they finally got there. And girls won a tight ball game over Johnson County, and the boys just the second quarter rolled around, they had their way. So it was a very fun environment to be a part of. I did a regular game story for the Weekender, and then if you actually picked up Monday's paper, Cliff Hightower, the managing editor of Johnson City Press, asked me to do a follow-up story for news on that, and I did. And that was a fun thing to kind of talk through the emotions and the journey to get there. So that was fun. And then last night I was at the other arena in the area named after Buck Van Huss, the Buck Van Huss Dome in Kingsport, where DB opened up conference play against Morristown East. Girls fell behind early, could never really come back, but the boys handled the Hurricanes pretty easily.
So have you seen Science Hill play yet?
I have. I saw them once. I think it was back in December.
So when those two teams collide, they're going to do it very soon in the conference, or home and away. Who's the better team right now, DB or Science Hill?
It's maybe recency bias because I've seen Kingsport more recently last night, but I think Dobbins Band is a little bit better of a ball team this year. I just think they have fantastic athleticism. You've got both Elijah and Tyree Thomas. Both those kids are really good athletes. Caden Cutlip, the former Euclid County Blue Devil, he had 25 last night.
Wow.
Made, I think, 5 threes. He really gives them a lot, opens up the floor. Carter Atwood, the former Johnson County point guard, he really facilitates things well. So if I had to pick here on January 14th between Dobbins Band and Science Hill, I'd probably lean DB. If the folks in Johnson City hear me on that, feel free to use that for bulletin board material.
There you go. Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
We'll get you back in next week. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. Andrew McKeon, El Presidente of Carter County Banks in the house. He joins us coming up. We'll get his take on some of this, too. The playoff expansion. We're talking 16, we're talking 24, we're talking big bucks is what it all comes down to. We'll take a break. We'll be right back after this from Physical Therapy Services on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Talking to Dr. Justin Smith, one of our great sponsors here at the Tom Taylor Sports Show, Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports. A lot of them out there. What do you feel like separates Physical Therapy Services from all the competition?
Well, number one is that we're local. The money that you spend with us stays here. This is not a large corporate venture that your money goes to Florida or Miami or up to Chicago or wherever. We are a true mom and pop facility. We pride ourselves on that, number one. Number two, we don't have a bunch of higher ups, VPs, multiple presidents that we have to end up making a bunch of profit to be able to pad their pockets. The money that we make in physical therapy services, we reinvest back into the community. So that's why we have our Class 4 laser, we have our Ultra G, we have all the equipment that nobody else in the area has. And we can provide services and for the people of Elizabethton, of Carter County, Roan Mountain, Hampton, Stony Creek, Mountain City, Johnson City. That's why we have people from all over the area that flock to our facility because they know they're going to get the best care, state-of-the-art care with the most state-of-the-art equipment.
It's awesome. Can't top that, folks. Great sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports. Great folks at Physical Therapy Services. Tell us why. A lot of real estate companies out there. Why David Collins and Collins and Company?
Well, we service before and after the sale. I think that's a big thing. And follow through on phone calls. I think, and I have a lot of people just comment on how professional our website is, how professional our agents are, and what we do, and how we follow through with things. For instance, I'm not telling the name of a real estate company or anything like that. That's had a buyer that bought one of our houses through another agency, and she just called me. She said, my agent didn't show up at closing, didn't bring me any keys, we didn't do a final walkthrough. That's pretty sad. And, you know, I just want to let folks know, you come here, you're going to get service, you know, follow through. We're going to work through with you, follow you through the process, help you through the process. You don't have a lender. We've got lenders we recommend. Attorneys for closing we recommend. And you get full service here.
End of story. Full service. Phone number to call?
423-543-5741.
A 97% closing ratio, folks. Collins and Company, great sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, look who stopped by. I only got him for a little while. He's got meetings to get to, and I understand the bank. It's hopping, isn't it?
It is booming right now.
We love it.
We're having a good start to the year. It's kind of wild.
We're blessed.
Yes, sir.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. One of our great sponsors. So, you know, I've not even showed you. Can I show you this real quick?
Yeah.
I've not even showed you this. I'm very proud of this. I've shown everybody. I think everybody's tired of hearing about it, but that's okay. It's a lot of sweat equity to make it happen. Facebook sent me my analytics for January 1st through December 31st of last year.
Nice.
1.3 million views.
Nice.
So give the Lord credit for that. But he's one of the great sponsors on this broadcast, both here and on the Cyclone Sports. Big wins last night for Elizabeth and beat Crockett. Conference win. You got to win your conference games. You got to win your conference games at home.
Yep.
To go anywhere.
Yeah, that was a great ball game.
Yep. And so they were down 8. And they beat a good Crockett team. Caleb Eves can play for Crockett. He can light them up. So can Evan Chambers. He had 14 points in the second half of the Cyclones, a freshman or sophomore, and then also Hudson Pate had a big night last night. Jackson Buckles had a couple of key buckets and some big rebounds, and then Bryson Blevins goes to the free throw line there when the game was still hanging in the balance, hit 2 clutch free throws. So Daniel Boone Friday night at John Treadway. That's another big one coming. So we are here again live at Lingerfield Drug Center right next door to Carter County Bank. So the format, let's get this college football playoff format. Get your take on it. They're going to meet on Sunday in Miami. The two juggernauts, and everybody knows this because they voted this way, the decision makers of the Big Ten SEC, they get the final say. Big Ten says we would prefer a 24-team playoff, but we'll go with 16 next year if you'll go to 24 within 3 years. So that's the very latest. So they're going to vote on it this weekend. They have until the 23rd. ESPN said we're going to give you the 23rd of January to vote for the next year format so we can start getting things in place. So there is a chance we'll go from 12 to 16 this coming up next year. Again, under the pretense, we'll go to 24 within 3 years to keep the Big Ten happy. So what's your take about all that?
I like it smaller the better. I think it makes it a little more competitive. But we've talked about it numerous times on the show. It's about the almighty dollar.
Oh, it's what it's all about.
So they're going to make a whole lot more money. So
yeah,
I do think that somehow you need to get rid of the first round bye because I think it's hurting and affecting the people that get the buys. What are they, 1-7 over the last
the time
2 years?
off.
Yeah. So I think that hurts them. So I think you're supposed to get rewarded for playing well, and I don't know that it necessarily does that unless you're a tremendously disciplined team like Indiana. I don't know what their practices look like, but they seem to be built different.
So you play 12 games right now, colleges do, and you got a 24-team playoff format coming up. So my question is, not geographically, but chronologically, from a calendar standpoint, how do you get 24 games on a playoff? 24-team playoff format and 12 regular season games, and you're starting in August, and these guys are already playing virtually, or they don't play year-round, but they're working out year-round, and they start early in July, starting fall camp, or early August. So how do you work in a 24-team playoff format and still have 12 games in the regular season and then a conference championship?
Yeah, you're just not going to be able to have that big break. I think you're going to have to start right after championship weekend, and if they still have conference championships, is that still going to be part of it? Because it doesn't seem to do anything other than just raise money. Because you win, you're in; you lose, you're in, unless you're BYU. And so I think you cut out that because these kids, they're 18 to 22-year-old kids. They don't need that play 16, 18 games and the pounding on their body. Granted, the majority of them are not going to have long NFL careers, so they'll say, I want to play as many games as possible because that's the way I was when I was their age. Let's keep playing, because time's short. But somebody needs to look out for their interest, which I don't know that we always do that. The adults in the room are not always looking out for the kids.
Well, and your body takes a pounding.
Yeah.
Every one of these coaches said, look, in the SEC in their case, they had some cream puffs. Now next year, starting that 9-game schedule with plus a Power 5, the cream puffs are gone, which means, in theory, the regulars and the starters are going to be out there more in each game because they're not going to be getting downtime because they're not going to be blowouts. They're playing tough competition every week. So the body's taking a pounding, and you got a 24-team format. So it's taken, 4 weeks, is that right, to get to the 12-team format? Yeah, and you had a week off. So now the national championships, you have four weekends of college football, right?
Yeah.
So now, in theory, you got to double. You're going to go 8 weeks to go through 24 teams. Tulane proved, and who's the other one? James Madison proved that they're not ready for big boy football. It's no disrespect to the programs. It's the way it is. So, to me, you're watering it down. Already the 16-team format, SEC wants 5 conference champs and 11 at-larges. So, but it all comes down to what Andrew McKeon says, and he's right. It's right here. It's all about the jack. And so ESPN says we're all about this because we're going to make some money, and they will. So I'm not sure where you settle in, where you agree to this, where you end up being the happy medium. But, again, Big Ten says if you'll go to a 24th in 3 years, we'll do a 16-team format next year. So
But then you got to think, too, which, unfortunately you got to talk about NIL, transfer portals.
Yep.
That's transfer portals opens up on January 2nd. Now we're not even done. We're the 14th of January. We're still not even done with the season. So there's kids on the teams basically getting penalized because they're missing out on spots they could transfer to because all the spots are getting filled. Call it for better or worse, they don't get as much opportunity to transfer as the others. And school classes have started back. So if you can't transfer, you're going to get behind in class, which, that's not really relevant. That's just college. Why should you care about class, right?
Yeah, there you go.
So there's a lot of other things out there other than how do we work in football games.
Well, the other part of this came out this morning, too. We're talking to Andrew McKeon. We're live here at Lingerfield Drug Center. The other new wrinkle, it's almost the landscape's changing almost weekly now in college football. The coaches have come out and said we want to alter the eligibility rules of expanding redshirt seasons from 4 games to 9 games. So
you can basically play a full year and then you're good for another one. If you sprain an ankle in game 9 and high ankle sprain, which sits you out for 4 weeks or whatever, so you missed the last 3.
There you go. So 9 seems a little. Come on in, we're fine. Hello, ladies. How are you? Y'all doing good? So 9 games. 6 games is halfway through. Jonathan Morton said 6 games would be better than 9, but 4. So 4 redshirt eligibility, 4 games. Now they're wanting to push it to 9 games.
Wouldn't it be easier just to say you have 5 years to play?
That's what I thought.
Don't worry about the math. Just say you have 5 years to play.
Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah. And
however you want to slice it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
If you transfer, sorry. If you went to JUCO 2 years, sorry. You got 5 years.
There you go. I'm right there with you.
I'm just a simple. I try to make it as simple as possible.
We're a simple country. And when we do our segments, there's a couple of good old boys that are meaning no harm. It's like the Dukes Hazzard. But he's right. Here's what you got. You got 5 years. If you blow out a knee, if you have this, you have that, whatever, you have 5 years. Starting, the meter's running today. You got 5 years to get in, 4 years of football. And
no,
if it doesn't
you got
work,
5 years
doesn't
to
work.
play 5 years if you can.
Yeah.
If you can play 5 years and stay healthy,
okay.
Play all 5 of them.
You have 5 years.
That way you don't have to worry about, 4 games, 6 games. You have 5 years to play. Make your NIL as many, make as much as you can in 5 years. Don't sue the NCAA if you want to have your 6th year, 7th year because you went to JUCO.
Yep.
Just 5 years. You've got 5 years to play.
Period.
The majority of people are not going to be healthy for 5 years, and that's okay. But, if you get to play 3 years, 4 years, make your money, and then move on to the NFL or
very
become
simple.
a Facebook show host or a banker or, whatever you want to do. Start a podcast.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
it's a great point. You got 5 years. However you want to do it. You got 5, you're done.
Yeah.
Because Trinidad Chambliss, had a waiver, asked for a waiver, NCAA, and they rejected it. So now he's got attorneys saying he's going to play next year because he can make up to $6 million quarterback for Ole Miss. So we're going to make sure that in the way we approach it, we're not going to let him lose that money. Of course, they lose the money too. The agents, everybody loses, so they'll lose their commission. So they've appealed. And they are coming up with an injunction now, and they're supposed to be within the end of the week, to sue the NCAA so this guy can play. Now, if that goes through, then it's the wild, wild west. Anybody and everybody. It's wide open for everybody to play. So keep an eye on the Trinidad Chambliss injunction with the NCAA. He's got attorneys now. They petitioned the NCAA last week. They looked at it and said, no, we're not going to give you the waiver. Your eligibility's done. He hired attorneys, said, no, we're going to play, and so we're going to sue the NCAA. So that's a game changer, isn't it?
Yeah,
if it goes through.
Yeah, well, Diego Pavia got the injunction for last year, and Joey Aguilar's tied himself to that, as they all try to get another year.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't blame them. They're going to make good money. None of them are going to make great money in the NFL right now. I'm not sure Aguilar's the NFL quarterback. So, if you can make $4 million at UT, why not stay?
Yep. So I'm not heard whether if he wins it, they're up. They pushed his decision back for 2 more weeks. NCAA. They looked at it and they're saying, okay, supposed to let him know by Friday, so we're going to wait 2 more weeks. So, but he has a tumor in his throwing arm, so he's out. So how effective is he going to be if he does come back? But I've not heard him say, man, if we get this, I'm coming back to UT.
Right.
Is he going to shop himself or is he going to come back to UT?
Yeah.
So I've not heard anything like from his camp saying, if we win this, we're going to be involved again.
Right.
So I don't know. But he is, unfortunately, damaged goods because his throwing arm, he just had surgery during Christmas for a tumor, or shortly before Christmas, I would think that would affect your throwing arm. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but so the point to all this in the last 10 minutes, there's so much going on. It is a constant changing of the landscape, if you will, in college sports, almost on a daily basis. Monday night, there's a college football national championship, Indiana-Miami. Does the Canes have anything for the Hoosiers? Do the Hoosiers have anything for the Canes?
From what I've seen, Indiana seems to be the best team, but Miami's playing with a lot of emotion and a chip on their shoulder. So, as well as I do, as you always say, these are 18 to 22-year-old kids. Who knows? But Indiana's maturity seems to be next level. It doesn't seem to affect them. Obviously, last game Miami had 8-10 penalties. They tried to give that game away by shooting themselves in the foot. So if they can get rid of all that, I think it's going to be a better game. But Indiana seems to be a very disciplined team, and they seem to be on a mission. So I would look for Indiana to win that. So if you got money, bet on Miami.
Everybody's pulling for the Canes. Say that, and I'm going to look at it this weekend pretty hot and heavy, but they say that their line play, they're big as Indiana. They get in there in the line, they can get in there and bang with them pretty good. So, of course, that's where the games are won, in the line. So what I'm reading and hearing from the Miami fan base is we got the horses down in the trenches to compete with Indiana. I don't know if that's true or not. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Tennessee basketball last night, double overtime.
Yeah, it was a good game. Left the Elizabethton game, went home, got to watch the end of the UT game. That was a nice little bonus. So they played really well. I only got to see the overtime, but they seem to be playing well. Hopefully that allowed Nate Ament to step up and move his game forward, because he really stepped up strong in the overtime period.
They've got Kentucky on Saturday at 12 o'clock at the Food City Center. That's don't say anything else about that. Tennessee, Kentucky in basketball will be a battle. The Lady Vols are playing well right now. They're undefeated. They're sharing the SEC leadership right now, so she's got them playing well.
Yeah, it's a fun brand of basketball to watch. So I think that's a good thing that she's got going down there. Seems like a grounded lady. She seemed to be very well grounded when she came up here and spoke at the Boys and Girls Club event this year. So seemed like a nice lady that's well grounded in who she is and what she's trying to do.
Did you get to see her?
I did.
Speak?
Yeah.
So I don't know where I was at. I wanted to go. She was a West Virginia girl, Marshall girl, and I don't know why. I don't know what that missed the radar. I wanted to go watch it really bad. I don't know why.
Yep.
But I was told everybody was there said she was very engaging.
Yeah, she did a good job. A little Q&A session. It was really really good. She seems like a quality person.
Yep. Shred Day. What's going on with that with the bank?
We're trying to pick a date. We were shooting for the 18th of April, but that was already taken. So we're going on to Plan B to try to find a different date with the company. So we're working on that, but it will be somewhere around tax day, before, after. So save all your documents up. And last year we filled up 2 trucks. So we spent 3-4 hours down there just shredding boxes. People bringing stuff. It's amazing the amount of stuff you accumulate over the years. With all the technology now, you don't necessarily need to keep all those papers around, and it's more damaging if you lose those documents than it is to just bring them down there and let us shred them. So it's always a fun event to get down there and enjoy some time with our coworkers and customers outside of the bank, where we can have a little more fun and just to enjoy each other's company and get to know each other a little bit better and try to do something for the community.
This community is amazing. When the football team sells mulch, they buy it. When the band goes out and does whatever they need to sell to generate what they need for their uniforms, what have you, the community buys it. They buy into it. Coming up is a baseball auction on the 31st in a couple of weeks. It's amazing what they raise in one day for the Cyclone baseball team. You're involved in that, and so we get to MC it this year again, and so it's full throttle for the baseball auction.
Yeah, and that's exciting. We're excited for this. It's an exciting time, and let me just be perfectly clear: this is not my baby. They're letting me play a role in it, and I'm getting to be there. My son's a freshman, so this is my first year helping. I've been down there many years watching and enjoying it and bidding, and it's a lot of fun, a lot of food. So there's a lot of people working a lot harder at this than I am, and all credit to them. But they have blessed me this. I reached out to some folks and said, what do I need to highlight while we're out here today? Tickets are $10. Doors open at 5:30. You can start bidding on the silent auction items at 8 o'clock on Friday the 30th, and it'll end on 11 o'clock on the 31st. We got some great items, but they said, I said, what do I want to highlight? And they said, hey, if you're there with Tom Taylor, why don't you please announce who our speaker is going to be? So we've got a guest speaker lined up. Last year, Danny Clark came up and did that for us, and this year our speaker is going to be Will Little. So Will Little has a Science Hill grad, and he played at Milligan, and he started his full-time career in the major leagues in 2015 as an umpire, and he got to call Game 1 of the World Series this year, so behind the plate, which is a big deal.
Big deal.
So we're really excited to have Will Little to represent the baseball team and be there and be a part of it. Got some great gifts. It's going to be an exciting time. That just we were hopeful to get Will, and he just confirmed. And so he'll be there to give a little talk and tell some stories. I'm sure he's got some great stories. Who's got the most flowery speech, I guess, from the managers? Would that be the nicest way to put it? I would imagine Aaron Boone might be up there in that, just from my lip reading abilities. But I'm sure there's others, and so I'm hopeful to hear some great stories and
that's great.
Some experiences that he's had. And so, I mean, if you haven't ever had a chance to be there for the auction, I said this is it. I got a list because I'm like I said, I'm just a part of it. I mean, we have golf packages from all around the Tri-Cities, Western North Carolina, tools from Snap-on, Farm Supply donated a weed eater, numerous restaurant gift cards, pamper yourself with facials, spa packages, pedicures, manicures. We got a Carnegie package where you get a night stay at the Carnegie, $100 to Wellington's, and a couples massage. So if you're looking at something for your spouse, Dino's just donated some cool little pictures of Kirby Puckett, Kent Herbeck, Gary Gaetti, Ray Smith, all the people from back in the day when they played in Elizabethton. So I thought that was a pretty neat gift. We just got an autographed bat by Bobby Richardson. That's a name that you'll recognize.
Wow. 1961, wasn't it?
I'll have to defer to you on that one, buddy. I know he played for the Yankees.
It was 1961, I think.
Yeah.
I think Bobby Richardson. Anyway, that's cool. What else?
Drones, hands-on, barter, Pigeon Forge experiences, all kinds of things. Some of the bigger items that we have confirmed. I got them to text them to me earlier. We've got a 7-night stay at the Sea-Watch Resort at Myrtle Beach from October 10th through October the 17th. That's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, 1 king, 2 queens, 1 queen sleeper sofa. You got 6 pools there, 10 golf courses within 5 miles. That's going to be a great night. 3 nights at the Wyndham Great Smokies Lodge.
Wow.
So you can go down there. Here's one for the folks from Elizabethton. July 19th, Braves versus Rangers tickets. I don't know if you know anybody that plays for the Rangers, but I would imagine a few folks from around here would be interested in going to see the Rangers and the Braves play.
Carter boy, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's a decent little kid, and a decent little player from what I understand.
Just talked to his brother, who's getting ready, who runs Lingerfield Drug Center.
Yeah.
He said Evan's back in Texas getting ready. They start spring training about 3 weeks, so he's back in and he's had his time off. He's he's 100% healthy and ready to go. So for those of you who don't know, Evan Carter from Elizabethton is a regular when he's healthy, and he's in the starting outfield with the Texas Rangers, which is pretty cool. So to say the least. So this auction is unbelievable. It's on the 31st. It's coming up in 2 weeks from Saturday.
Yep.
And it's at the Commons at Elizabethton High, and it's really unbelievable. And so I'm not going to put the pressure on the baseball team, but I'm just going to tell you, if the parts and pieces, everybody stays healthy. That's a big if. You're doing high school kids. But everybody stays healthy, and the parts and pieces all stay together, meshed. This team can make a run. I'm telling you, they're good. They got, and of course, they got the arms. I think we got. I went back and I look. We got 8 or 9 arms, and in high school you got to have that to go down the road. And anywhere you got to have that, but certainly in high school you got to have the arms on a short series to get down to the big show, and that's a long way down. There's a lot of good teams between here and there, so it's not an automatic. I'm going to sit there and go, we're going to guarantee you going. I'm not, but I'm just saying that, unlike years past, I got the same feeling about this team that I had when we went in, was it 18, 19, whatever year it was, went down to the state tournament with Ryan Presnell. So
yeah, there's a lot of talent if they keep their head down, put in some work.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, I asked Nathan one day as far as the pitching staff, because I'm just getting to learn these kids. He said, I think, Dad, everybody on the varsity pitches. If not everybody, 90% of them. So everybody can give you an inning or two, and that's what you got to have at this level. You got to have arms.
Buckles, Schlegel, Whitehead, Kralzik, Reese. That's the ones off the top of my head. Blevins.
Seth Holly.
There's another one.
Ambrose pitches.
See, I'm leaving some of them out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they all can give you some innings as you need them.
And Mike Korn last year, he didn't care to throw the kids in the pressure cookers. He didn't care, and it paid off. So we're excited. So it's the 31st coming up. The schedule this year, I checked. They're not going to the beach. They are going back to Murfreesboro to play 4 or 5 games in 3 or 4 days. There's some really good competition. So it's on, and so if you can be a part of this. Now, you're out there watching going, I'm not a Cyclone fan. I don't follow Elizabeth. And doesn't matter. I mean, you can win a package to go to any of these places Andrew talked about. You don't have to be a Cyclone fan. I mean, it benefits you for a vacation or whatever. So everybody wins. The money goes into the kitty to support the baseball, and you get to win whatever that's out there, weed eaters or
I mean, you name it. We got something for everybody.
Yeah.
We've got stuff for little kids, golfers, sports fans, just want a vacation. If you can't find it there's something wrong. And if you can't find anything there and you say, hey, I want to support, you can buy, a $100 donation, a $200 donation. You can give me a $400 sponsorship now, and you get 4 season home game passes. So there's ways to contribute, whether you're a baseball fan or not, whether you need a tool, a vacation, just come support these kids, eat some good spaghetti, fellowship. I mean, just sit around. And if you don't like any of those gifts, I just checked. I think, as far as I know, we're going to do the bead game again this year. So heads or tails, flip a quarter. Everybody can do that. Right? Everybody can pick heads or tails. So buy some beads off these kids. Do that. And just like I said, find a way to make a difference. And that's all anybody's trying to do in this community, is just trying to make a difference.
Yep. And so the reason I say all this, people ask me all the time, well, you have to be a Elizabethan person to go to the auction or bid? No, it's open for everybody, anywhere, literally. And
if you just love kids and want to make a difference in the community, come on out.
There you go. Well put. I know you got to go. Thank you, sir, for coming by as always.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity, and thankful to those parents that said, hey, Andrew, go tell them about Will Little. So
that's awesome. I've had Will Little on the show before. He is very he can tell stories. He's going to be a lot of fun. I've had him on. I've had Dale Ford on before. Dale's a little bit older, but he's a former umpire from here. Will Little, current umpire from Johnson City, and he's got stories, and it'll be good. You'll want to be there to hear Will Little, if nothing else, because he can tell them.
Yep, that's good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, me too. All right, quick break. We'll be right back. Dr. Carter joins us coming up. Also, we'll go back through last night's high school basketball games, and we'll take a look at college hoops. There's a big night tonight for college basketball. We'll tell you all about that next after this from Carter County Bank on the Tom Taylor Sports.
We're proud to help our region move forward and help reopen every business we can.
Double C Western Supply in Elizabeth and your Cowboy store and so much more. We have shoes and boots for guys and gals. We have kids' boots and shoes for the little people too. Ball caps, Marriott, Wrangler, and a large selection of Huey. We have purses, billfolds, handbags. We carry a full line of Montana Silversmith jewelry. We have both Lane Frost and Huey cologne and perfumes. We even have several styles of rugs to choose from and a large kids section full of boots and shoes and jeans and dresses and even stuffed animals. And jeans, and more jeans, both work and casual for guys and gals. Ariat Wrangler in all sizes and styles. T-shirts for men, women, and kids. For cold weather, we have fleece tops and sweaters. And racks full of men's shirts, including the George Strait line from Wrangler. Short sleeve and long sleeve shirts for men and women. Vests and jackets for the cold days and nights for the guys and the ladies. We have a full line of tack and cowboy hats for cowboys and cowgirls, along with belts and a great selection of saddles. So you see, it is a cowboy store and more. Double C Western Supply, Railroad Street, Elizabethton. Find us on Facebook and at doublecwesternsupply.com. Very simple. It happens every day. Tell us how we can do it.
Yeah, all you got to do is give us a call. We brought 2 yesterday, actually, but you just give us your name and your birthday and tell us where your prescriptions are at right now, and we'll call that pharmacy, get everything brought over. a lot of times people are nervous about moving because they're afraid something doesn't have refills or something can't be transferred. And when that's the case, we'll call those doctors, get you new prescriptions, and take care of everything, really. It's like the people, one of them we had transferred yesterday, said they'd been trying for about 3 days to get medicine refilled, and just wasn't happening, and was frustrated and asked if we could do better, and called, got everything transferred. Took maybe 15 or 20 minutes, and we had to call the doctor on one, which waiting on doctors can sometimes be a little time consuming, but they got that called in, and by the afternoon we had everything ready for her.
There you go, folks.
So,
it's just that easy. If you're not happy where you're getting your prescriptions filled, come to the Lingerfield Drug Center. The phone number to call and talk to you about it is?
It's 423-542-2138.
There you go. One of our great sponsors right here of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Dillon Sports Show. Get your prescription changed to a mom-and-pop pharmacy that still cares about their people and still wants to give you 100% customer satisfaction. It's right here at Lingerfield Drug Center beside Carter County Bank in downtown Elizabethton. Proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, we are here live, show number 2426. On our way to 2,500 shows. Next month will be our 11th year in operation. So how many years you guys been, how long you had this taken over the store?
Since 2021, so it's been
5 years coming up.
5th year, yeah.
Wow. It's hard to believe like it's yesterday. We've been here before that, of course, and so now we're here and hanging with this guy, he and Marcia, and totally blank. Hunter. So here we go, folks. Now, I'm telling you this. I turned somebody on these the other day. This is the trick right here. Tom, you talk all the time. How does your voice not go out? Number one, the good Lord keeps it going for me. That's the biggest thing. Number two, Eric Carter keeps me going for me, too. Fisherman's Friend. They come right here. These are 40 lozenges to a pack. They're sugar-free. They got the honey lemon over there. Got the original. So this is the one I get now. And these rascals are good, I'm telling you. And I got 4 packs. So there you go. That's going to hold me for a while because we got games tonight, Friday night, all next week. So got to keep the voice going, and Fisherman's Friend does it. And so you get them right here at Lingerfield Drug Center, downtown Elizabeth. And so cough and cold and congestion, it's out there right now, isn't it?
That is about every other person right now. And with these products, the ones I've grabbed today are some of our bigger sellers. But as I've said before with you, there's 50 different things you can take for cough and cold, and that's where it's good you can come in down here and talk to us. We can talk with you and figure out what's bothering you and figure out which product is best for you. But especially where we're going from 60 degrees to 20 degrees, the heat's turning on and off.
Yep.
Right now everybody's got either a sinus infection or their nose so dry they can't breathe. It's awful right now.
So let's start. Foster and Thrive, maximum strength mucus relief, 14 extended release tablets, 12-hour tablets. These are for under $15. Tell us about these.
Yes, so this is the Foster and Thrive's our generic brand. That'd be like the Equate Walmart brand or something like that. But the mucus relief there, that's just generic Mucinex is what it is. So if you've got kind of congestion, you're not really coughing or wheezy, anything like that, this would be a good one for you. Any of that mucus you got, it just thins it out, lets you blow it out easier. Because I know when you got a stopped up nose, you blow your nose and can't get anything to come out, it's aggravating. But that right there would help it get out of you.
This is Mucus Relief DM now. Tell us about this one.
So that's the same product in that one. That'd be like the Mucinex DM, but the DM part of it helps with cough. So if you've got maybe instead of nose congestion, you got chest congestion, coughing and wheezing and stuff like that, that would be the product for you. It'll help thin it so you can cough it out and help suppress that cough a little bit.
Those are two. Then you go to this one and tell us about this HBP. These are for folks who have high blood pressure.
So those are for cough and cold and congestion. Helps with everything from fever to kind of runny nose, coughing, things like that. It just doesn't have the decongestant in it that can be dangerous for people with high blood pressure.
How do you say that?
Coricidin.
I would have never got that. Coricidin.
That's it.
And it's for, going to break your billfold? Nope. $15 for that, folks, for 24 liquid gels. So there you go. That's available right here at, obviously, where we are, Lincolnfield Drug Center. All right. Then we get into the saline nasal gel, no drip, sinus spray. Price point is $11.19. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, where heat's cutting on and off, some people aren't having sinus problems. They're just having dry nose, feeling like every time they blow their nose, kind of bloody and crusty, just real dry. And this right here is great for that. All it is saline. You spray that in your nose in the morning and at night too if you want, and it helps keep everything moisturized so your nose stays open. Because when it dries out, it'll swell up, basically close your nose off, and you can't breathe. So that's real good stuff right now.
When I was a kid, I don't know if they still do it or not. When I was a kid, they had a dehumidifier. It put out hot, steamy mist out in the air. Is that still something people do?
And that's something we've actually got, the warm and the cool mist dehumidifiers. If you've got a sinus infection, a lot of congestion up in your nose, the warm mist is good. I guess the warmth of it breaks everything up and lets you breathe better. But if you got dry nose, say, it's like at my house, I run my gas logs through the winter, and that dries the air out terribly. So if it's just dryness, the cool mist is better, just to moisturize.
So, okay, make a great point. So if your home is dry by nature, to put some moisture back in the air, use the cool dehumidifier, cool mist. You sell those here, right?
Yeah, sure do.
Right. There you go. Just learned something new from Dr. Carter. All right, Nose Better. This is non-greasy aromatic relief gel. Tell us about this one.
So that one is probably one of our biggest over-the-counter sellers. It is a little expensive, but if you buy that tube, it'll last you 6 months or a year. It goes a long ways, but what that is it's got a camphor menthol smell, so it's kind of like Vicks Vapor Rub. But if you've got a dry nose or stuffy nose, you can put a little bit of that on a Q-tip and just swab it around inside your nose, and it opens you up. You can breathe. It's very good. That's one I keep in my bathroom for sure.
Soothes your sore, tender nose outside, penetrating vapors relieve nose inside. Oh, this is probably $30-$40, right, Tom? No, it's less than $19 for that right there. If it works, it's worth every penny, and it does work, because Dr. Carter says it does. So there you go. It's called Nose Better, all right? What else got going on?
This one here's been a big seller lately.
Creemulsion? Wow, got it. Creemulsion cough medicine. Adult formula. Costs due to colds, bronchial irritations. How about this? $20 or $30? No, $7.79. Wow. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so cough syrups, like I said, everybody's coughing right now, and we've got all the regular cough syrups, Delsum, NyQuil, Dayquil, things like that. The Creemulsion is kind of an old-timey one. It's got the dextromethorphan in it, and that's the same one from these cough tablets that just helps suppress that cough. But the Creemulsion, where it is older, has got a lot of homeopathic stuff in it too. Just makes it work a little better, I think.
Yep, and so it's available right here again at Lincolnfield Drug Center. Creemulsion, and it's a cough suppressant, all right?
And one more thing on that I just thought of, because I actually learned it the other day. We had a lady call in and said she had a lot of allergies to different dyes, and that's all over the news right now. And I started thinking a lot of cough syrups are red, and was trying to find her a cough medicine that didn't have that red dye in it, and found out Creemulsion is dye-free and preservative-free. So it'd really be safe for about anyone. The only downside where it's preservative-free is once you open it, you got to use it, and it's not going to have the same shelf life as another one. But if you've got a bad cough right now, you probably could use that whole bottle, you know.
We're talking to Dr. Gary Carter. We're live here at Lincolnfield Drug Center, downtown Elizabeth, and this is his store, of course, and so he does a wonderful job. There's the honey lemons. We talked about that earlier. Of course, I bought the cherries over here, but there's the honey lemons. These are 40 lozenges, so if you don't want the cherry, don't want the regular, there's honey lemon. It works for your voice, I'm telling you. Just see what was today. Today's Wednesday. Monday, I was at Chick-fil-A, had a scratchy throat from talking all weekend. Pop one of those in on the air, and I'm telling you, it works. I'm not getting paid to do this. I'm just using this because it works for Tom Taylor, and I talk all the time. These little rascals are the real deal. You sell a bunch of them, don't you?
We do. And we even sell some of those original. I'll say for me, I either like cherry or the honey.
Yeah.
That original will about take my breath away.
It's
we
strong.
do have people like them.
It is strong, but the people like them. And these are the original extra string lozenges. Why Fisherman's Friend? How to get the name? I have no clue. But I guess fishermen started eating them. I have no. But I know one thing: they work. It's what I keep in my pocket all the time. All right, so you want to build up your immune system, so you don't have to take some of this stuff. If you get on the front end, you build up your immune system. And here we go. This will start with, well, Tom, how can we fix it so I can minimize my chance of getting sick? Glad you asked. Sambucus elderberry gummies with vitamin C and zinc. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, so vitamin C, zinc, and elderberry are all things that you get from your diet. They help boost up your immune system, and especially this time of year, it doesn't hurt to boost it a little extra. On that probably is our biggest immune seller, but especially with all that junk going around right now, we're kind of out of Christmas, so out of the big family gatherings, but people, when you get together in church or kids in school, it's always good to have your immune system up.
Mm-hmm. These are 50 gummies for $15. So there you go. And how many you take a day?
2 of them a day.
2 a day. So that's basically a month's supply for $15. And if it keeps colds away, then it's worth every penny, and it will. Nature's Truth. Did I say Sambucus? Did I say it right?
Yep.
Sambucus elderberry gummies, full of vitamin C and zinc to build up the immune system. Then, of course, I bought both of these last time I was on the show here. Nature Made 250 milligram vitamin C gummies supports the immune system. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, so that's the same thing. The vitamin C is real good for immune health. And on that one, zinc bothers some people's stomach. It's one of those side effects. If you take it regularly, it'll go away. Some people just don't want to fool with zinc, so the plain vitamin C is definitely better than nothing. It's a good one to have.
150 gummies, you take 2 a day, so you can do the math. That's put you at 75 days, almost 2.5 months. A supply for $30 or $40? No, less than $20. $19.39 here, again at Lingerfield Drug Center. Then we got 2 more. This is the ABC Complete 50-plus Women's Eye, Bone, and Immune Support. Tell us about this one.
So we always talk about the kind of immune health vitamins, and I figured today I may bring just the regular ones as well. The 2 we've got are the 50-plus, so that'd be comparable to a Centrum Silver. So that's for people over 50, got a little bit higher doses of things like the calcium. But that one's a multivitamin. It's got everything you'd need for your daily recommended dose. And then for women, it's got the folic acid and calcium, a little bit higher concentrations too.
So if you're a lady over 50, these are 100, so you got to figure it's $30, $40. $9.99 for 100 of these. That's a great deal. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Most folks think, okay, if you go to a small mom and pop, which is what he is, versus a chain pharmacy or drugstore, then it's going to cost you a whole lot more because it's a small drugstore versus the big boys. That's not the case, and we'll let him tell you about that here in a minute. This is for the guys, same thing, 50-plus men, eye, bone, and immune support, $9, and in fact, this is 30 cents cheaper, $9.69. So how important is it for us to be on a vitamin?
I think it's very important. So I actually take this one right here. I just do the under 50 version. Basically everything that you need as far as, the elements, metals, different things like that, you can get from diet. But unless you are growing all your own food and eating out of a commune, you're not going to get it. So stuff like that, it's good just to supplement it with a vitamin. But stuff like that, people don't really think about, osteoporosis or losing their vision. That's kind of problems for down the road. But stuff like that, it's a lot easier to prevent than it is to treat. So like for, say, a lady in her 60s, she may be healthy right now, not have any broken bones, but right now is when you'd need to be taking some extra calcium to keep your bones strong. Or like for a man, this has got saw palmetto in it. You get to 50, 60, 70, have to start taking Flomax or things like that as your prostate starts growing on you. You can do that, but it's a lot easier to take saw palmetto and keep problems like that under control. So medicines like that, I think those are even if you can't tell today, they're valuable for your future.
Yep. You're investing in the future by taking these. Absolutely. All right, last but certainly not least.
Yeah.
This is my favorite thing he does. I think this is incredibly cool. And again, he does a bunch of these. Let's get this over here. That way we can showcase these little rascals here. And I'm telling you, this is a no-brainer. He will take the tablet, the prescriptions you have, and put them in each individual container or packet, I guess, for lack of a better term. And I'm gonna let him tell you about this. I think it's the coolest thing he does. He does a lot of neat things, but this is so helpful and not just, you always think, okay, it's senior adults, and certainly that's people that take these, but this can help a younger person too. And so tell them what you do here. This is awesome.
Yeah, so we get with you and get with your doctor as well. Make sure the list that we've got of your medicines is correct and everybody's on the same page, especially if you're seeing a few different doctors. But we'll get them made up into these packs, and it'll have it's like a calendar, so it'll have the day you're supposed to take each dose, and then on each dose cup, it's got a list of each medicine in there. So basically, that just helps you make sure you're taking everything as you're supposed to. You're not having to sort through 10 bottles and remember this one's in the morning, this one's 3 times a day. So we really try and make it as easy as we can. And like you said, you'd think, well, that's something to be good for my grandparents, and it would be. But 2 new situations we got this past month actually was kind of new places. These are going to help people, but we've got a lady that has a seizure condition, and she's younger, but kind of messes with her mind a little bit and her memory. So we put those in there for her, and especially with seizure medicines, you don't want to be skipping doses by accident. So that was real helpful, I think.
Absolutely. So case in point, this right here, on the back of this is what you will get. 1 capsule by mouth twice a day shows you the actual capsules, so you know what you're taking as far as, and then it says when you're supposed to take it. And if you have multiple doctors, it tells you which doctor prescribed this, and it also even breaks down oblong, purple, and yellow. So for those out there get confused, disoriented, look here. This is on the back of it. Here they are on the front of it, day by day, already prepackaged that they do this for you. And the neat thing about this is, as we said every month, all right, let's say you're going to be gone for 3 or 4 days. You don't take this whole thing with you, so these tear off. So you take Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, going to be gone 4 days. There it is. You take those with you. The same stuff's on the back of it, so you still have the same identifier, so you know what you're taking. So if you get out of town and get somewhere and get confused or whatever, go, okay, now which one am I supposed to take? It's all explained right here. You do this for a lot of people, don't you?
We sure do. The other person we started for this last month, it's a younger kid, splits time between mom's house and dad's house. And so, rather than trying to keep up with 3 or 4 medicine bottles going here and there, going to one place, just tear you off however long you're going to be there. Stuff like that, I think any way you can make it easier is helpful.
Customer service. That's what I want to do. I'm going to record one here because I want to get his take, because there's a lot of pharmacies out there. Let's hit this magic button. We're talking to Dr. Eric Carter, Lingerfield Drug Center, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. There are a lot of pharmacies out there. What do you feel like separates Lingerfield Drug Center from all the competition?
I think for us, it's our personal connection with our customers. That's something always makes me happy whenever we get a new customer. By the 2nd or 3rd time they come in, when they walk up through there, we'll have their medicine waiting on them. And people always comment how surprised they are we know their name, know who they are. But that's, I think, really important for a pharmacy, because with health problems, everybody's not the same. The same treatment won't work for each person. So that's where, if we can know you and have relationships with you, we know what's going to help you best.
Amen. Hours are open?
Here Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturdays, 9 to 12.
Social media?
On Facebook is Lingerfield Drug Center.
And the phone number is?
It's 423-542-2138.
It's a mom-and-pop pharmacy. Takes care of you in 2026. Lingerfield Drug Center, downtown Elizabeth, and proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. He's getting so good at this.
Your heart rate's going down now.
The first, we can tell now because it's funny. It's been 5 years. First time we was right over there. We did the segment, and I said, "What's your phone number?" He said, "I don't remember."
It's one of those times.
Which makes sense because you don't call your company, you call your business phone. But I said, "What's your phone number?" He said, Gosh, I don't know.
It's one of those, my vision went black and I don't
yeah.
remember a bit of it.
Yeah, but I do it every day. So he just did it one time 5 years ago. But so he's getting a whole lot. So you're still not nervous doing this, are you? Please tell me you don't get nervous because you do such a good job.
I'd say 10%.
Do you really?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, he does such a wonderful job. So let's talk about, before I let you go, the fact that you can deliver. You deliver to teachers. You deliver to people, not just teachers. Make deliveries. You still go out and see folks at home at times, don't you?
Yeah, sure do. Especially this time of year. Not even not being able to come, but we've just got a lot of older people that don't want to get out with all this sickness going around. So we can bring it to you wherever you are. We've got a lot of the teachers will deliver to the schools. We can do start of the day, lunch break, whenever it's convenient for you. We can deliver it to your house. And like I said, a lot of our older people trying to isolate more or less right now, so we can drop it on your mailbox. Really, whatever you want us to do, we can work with you and get it figured out.
My favorite thing we talk about every time I come down, we come once a month. Love to be coming here for, say, I've been here with you for 5, and I was coming here a couple of years before that with the late Mike Lingerfeld. So I'm talking, I've been here about 7 years, coming every month. Love talking about how switching prescriptions. People call up and say, I'm sick and tired of the XYZ big box pharmacy. I've got jerked around, blah, blah, blah. Tell them some scenarios and tell them how you can help them.
Yeah, so really all we need's your name, birthday, and where your medicine's at. We got a new person this month, actually, and I think I may have told you before, but in years past, insurance could have preferred pharmacies for preferred medicines. So medicine A could be cheapest at this pharmacy, medicine B at that pharmacy. So through the years, people had got prescriptions at several pharmacies through town, and that's aggravating for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just running here and there, but wherever your medicine's at, if it's one pharmacy or 5 pharmacies, we'll call, get everything brought here to us, and we always check if there's anything that's out of refills that they can't send. And if there is, we'll figure out what doctors prescribed it. We'll call doctors, get new copies sent here to us. So really, 30-second phone call, we'll have all your medicine here. And what we have been trying to do, because that's what a lot of people like, is we can do short fills on medicines to get everything synced up. That way you can pick up all your medicine in one go.
Wow, it's awesome. So he does all the legwork for you. All you got to do is call up and say, Dr. Carter, I'm sick and tired of being jerked around over there, and so I want you to take over, and I got multiple doctors, I got multiple prescriptions. He says, that's okay. All you need to do is call up and say, here's my name, here's my phone number.
And something else that's kind of made me laugh a few times this month is we've gotten some new people from big chains, and first time they'll call and ask for a refill, they'll say, like say if they're calling on a Monday, they'll say, you think I can come by Wednesday or Thursday? Thinking it may take 3 or 4 days to get their prescription filled, and I'll say, you can hit on any time, it's ready,
Oh, yes. There you
just
go.
takes a second. So we try and stay on top of things for people.
Customer service. So what is the biggest gripe when people call up and say, I'm leaving over there, I'm tired of that bunch because of blank? What's the biggest reason they're leaving?
So usually it's wait times,
Yeah.
having been told it's ready and then it's not ready. And we've actually had a few people the last few days actually that said they were being charged a different amount. And I'm not really sure, if some places don't bill insurance every time, but we get it here and it's a whole lot cheaper than what they were trying to charge them elsewhere.
Wow.
And again, I don't know that whole situation, but stuff like that, you can always talk with your insurance, figure out what stuff's supposed to cost.
Yeah.
And that's where us being part of Health Mart Pharmacies, we're able to get the same contract pricing as big chains. So it's going to be the same price here or even cheaper sometimes.
He takes care of you, folks. How many people go out in 2026 and come to your house? I mean, in 2020, we have an alleyway here, and so if you can't get out to have a immunization, he'll go out there in the alleyway, have you hang your arm out the window, rub it, and pop it right there, right?
Sure can, yeah. So we had one older lady come through a few weeks ago, was in a big van. She's in a wheelchair, and the back sliding door didn't work, so I crawled in the front door, crawled back there to the back to give it to her. But that's something we'll do whatever we've got to do to take care of you.
And then if you can come in, right over here in the corner is a private area where you get your immunization, because not everybody reacts to a shot. Even grown-ups don't like it sometimes, and they don't want everybody to see them do whatever they do. So if you come in, there is an immunizational area back over here. It's private, where he'll administer the shots to you there. But he'll go out in the alleyway if need be and do it. So they deliver to the teachers. If you're a teacher and you need your prescriptions and you're busy, and most teachers that I know of, he talks about this every time, and it's true, most teachers have kids that are playing ball and right after school, and they're going. And
or
so,
they're coaching a sport themselves.
Absolutely, yep. So if you're a teacher and say, I got my prescription, he'll say, you know what? We'll put it in a box. Nobody knows what you're getting. It's very confidential, but we'll bring it to the front desk and say, here's a prescription for Tom Taylor. He's a third-grade teacher, and so that works. You do that all the time, don't you?
Sure do. We'll have your medicine receipt stapled up inside a package, and the only thing it says on the outside is your name and name of the school.
There you go.
So it's confidential and stapled up good, so you'll know if anything was wrong.
He gets it done, folks. He knows what he's doing. I love this guy's market. I think he's a marketing genius. It's pretty simple stuff, but a lot of folks don't do that. I mean, he still go out to your home now. Nobody does, that I know of. Nobody does that in 2026, but they do at Lingerfield Drug Center. Dr. Eric Carter and Marcia and Hunter, they get her done. Just three of them. They're rocking it. So always a pleasure, sir, to come down here. Love it.
We appreciate it.
Love promoting him. He is so cool. He does a good job. And you know what? Here's the thing. At the end of the day, after everything I've just told you, it comes down to one thing. He cares. He cares about you. He wants to take care of you. If you're not feeling good, he wants to get you fixed. I told you I'm going to brag on him one more time. It's been a year. Knock on wood, doesn't repeat itself. But last March, I had a sciatic nerve on my leg because for whatever reason, sat too much. Don't know what it is. But anyway, and so right here is the man who took care of me. And so he recommended what I needed to have, and it worked. I got back on my feet and been going ever since. So I'm telling you, from a first-hand personal, he took care of me, didn't you? Yeah. Takes care of not just me, he takes care of everybody. Because he cares, he has compassion. It works, it shows, too. So love promoting Dr. Eric Carter and the folks here at Lingerfield Drug Center. Quick break, we'll be right back. We'll take a look at college basketball. Big night tonight in men's top 25 play. We'll do that next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're talking to our great sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show, Dr. Smith, and the folks at Physical Therapy Services. For those out there who have no clue, tell us what it's all about.
Physical Therapy Services is a local mom and pop run physical therapy and occupational therapy clinic. We have clinic locations. We have 3 locations, 2 in Elizabethton, 1 in Roan Mountain. Our main office, where I'm located at 1975 West Elk Avenue, we focus on adults and athletic injuries. We have a pediatric clinic at 1500 West Elk Avenue that does both physical therapy and occupational therapy for the little kiddos out there. And then we have a clinic in Roan Mountain as well to take care of our wonderful Carter Countyans in the Roan Mountain community, and all focused on orthopedics and sports-related injuries, along with just general concerns with patients and people that want to be able to get out and move better. The human body is made to move, and that's what we try to do, is keep people moving.
Keep people moving. Hours are open.
7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Social media, how do we find out more about you?
Physical Therapy Services on Facebook. Look us up. You can also find us online at ptstn.net. And or you can just call the office, 423-543-0073, and we will put you in touch with the right people to get you the correct care that you need, whether it's through us or through one of our other affiliates that we work with.
There you go. One of our great sponsors. Love promoting them. Again, the great folks at Physical Therapy Services, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
What's your definition of fresh? At Food City, ours starts every morning as our certified butchers hand cut everything you see behind the counter fresh that day. Fresh also means our beef is ground in the store several times a day, time-stamped with the hour it was ground. That's a fresh guarantee. The fact is, it just doesn't get any fresher than this. That's why we say, start fresh with Food City.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, let's run down top 25 college basketball from last night. Again, UT gets that big double overtime win, 87-82 over Texas A&M. So the Vols will have Kentucky on Saturday at the Food City Center in Knoxville. Other games last night, you had Iowa State, the Cyclones, number 2 in the country, went there just Monday for the polls and got blown out last night at Kansas by 21. Wow. Jayhawks made a statement last night. They're out of the top 25, but they whipped the number 2 Iowa State Cyclones pretty easily. Other games last night, you had number 22 Clemson with a 24-point win over Boston College. Top 25 battle, it was 16th-ranked Virginia beating 20th-ranked Louisville in Louisville by 9. 12th-ranked Michigan State, a 21-point win over Indiana. You had UConn, the number 3-ranked Huskies, with a win over Seton Hall, a 5-point win over the 25th-ranked Seton Hall Pirates. Number 7, Houston, with a 29-point blowout over West Virginia. 18th-ranked Alabama beat Mississippi State by 15 last night. You had Nebraska staying unbeaten. 8th-ranked Cornhuskers beating Oregon by 35 points last night. Nebraska can play, needless to say. Florida, the 19th-ranked Gators, are getting it together to beat Oklahoma last night by 17 in Gainesville. Now, tonight, it goes like this. Number 1 team in the country, Arizona, will take on their cross-state rival, Arizona State, tonight. That'll be at 10:30, again, at Arizona. Other games tonight, number 5, Purdue hosting Iowa. 21st-ranked Georgia, we're doing this chronologically. 21st-ranked Georgia will take on Ole Miss in Athens. 13th-ranked Illinois plays at Northwestern. 17th-ranked Arkansas, home to South Carolina tonight. 14th-ranked North Carolina, the Tar Heels go out west to play on the left coast. They'll play Stanford. 15th-ranked Texas Tech, the Red Raiders, home to Utah tonight. 10th-ranked Vanderbilt will be at Texas. 23rd-ranked Utah State hosting Nevada. Number 4, Michigan. The Wolverines will be in Washington tonight. You have 6th-ranked Duke. The Dukies will be in California to battle the Golden Bears. And 11th-ranked BYU will be hosting TCU in the Alphabet game tonight. BYU and TCU in men's top 25 college basketball. We've got Milligan basketball coming up 5:15. Audio and video, the Lady Buffs and the opening game and the men to follow. Again, from Steve Lacy Fieldhouse, taking on Truett McConnell, the Bears out of Georgia, in a big matchup in the conference play. So we'll go in there again at 5:15 with the Lady Buffs, with the tip-off at 5:30, and the gentlemen to follow in a double dip tonight from Steve Lacy Fieldhouse. Baseball news, Nolan Arenado took 16 months to get him out of St. Louis. He wanted to leave at the right situation because he had a new trade clause, and so he agreed to be traded to the Arizona Diamondbacks. So the D-backs get Nolan Arenado, who, again, had last year? He's turned 35 years old, or will be 35 in April. So in baseball, that's kind of long in the tooth. 12 home runs in 107 games last year with the Cardinals, batted .237, so had some off numbers, but still very productive in the field. And so a 10-time Gold Glove winner, remains a strong defender at third. So Nolan Arenado is now a Arizona Diamondback, having been traded from the Cardinals to Arizona. The Yankees get Ryan Weathers from Miami, so they're looking for more pitching. They get right-hander Ryan Weathers from the Marlins in exchange for a package of 4 prospects yesterday for the Yankees making some moves. Also, the New York Mets offering Kyle Tucker $50 million a season. Hasn't jumped on it yet, but, man, $50 million for 162 games if he plays all of them. So that's we'll wait and see if he takes that offer. I checked the sports there during the break, and no news yet. But, all these guys want to get nailed down and get locked in before spring training starts in about less than a month now. Actually, probably right around a month today. A month from today will be Valentine's Day, which is hard to believe. So right around there is when all the pitchers and catchers are reporting. So these guys want to get, I would think, nailed down and sewn up as far as their new team. And so we'll see how that goes. But That's the very latest. So Kyle Tucker with a $50 million offer by the New York Mets. 3-year offer. Whew, wow. So there you go. We'll see how it goes for Tucker if he goes on it. Goes for it. Takes the bite. Rangers still looking for more pitching as they're heading down the stretch getting ready for spring training. They got Jacob DeGrom, Nathan Eovaldi, and Jack Leiter. And so they've also got Jacob Latz, and Rocker, the leading candidates for the number 4 and 5 starting spots, as Cody Bradford rehabs some elbow surgery. And so Patrick Corbin, they're hoping to get him some help from him out of the bullpen. So the Rangers are still looking for pitching as they get ready for spring training in a couple of weeks as well. Bo Bichette met with the Philadelphia Phillies, went well, nothing nailed down. The Yankees also are still talking to Cody Bellinger, so those are the big names right now out there. Bellinger, certainly, and Kyle Tucker, and Bo Bichette are the 3 big ones right now for the Major League Baseball free agency as they get to start spring training within inside of a month. Let's take a look at the National Hockey League. Who skates where tonight? Seattle and New Jersey, Buffalo hosting Philadelphia, the Rangers in New York hosting Ottawa, and the LA Kings hosting Vegas. Last night, it's 2 in a row and 6 out of 10. The Predators winning 4-3 in overtime. They're now 22-20, currently in 5th place. And again, reading some of the stuff that Nick Saban's impact and influence on the team's already paying off. They're already starting to change their mindset, and things are already going better for the Predators. They've won 2 in a row and 6 out of 10. Nick Saban, of course, bought into the interest for the franchise, and so it's already working from the standpoint of thinking differently and getting their mindset completely changed on how to approach the game and be positive and the work ethic and all that. So Saban, again, the old West Virginia boy, he knows what he's doing. And so you'll see 2 of his disciples in the national championship game on Monday night with Signetti and Mario Cristobal will be ready to go for the national championship. 2 of those have been influenced heavily by the coaching of Nick Saban. So Saban's got his thumbprint already on the Predators are playing better. It's not totally him, but he's changing the approach of how to be successful both on and off the ice for the Nashville Predators, and it's working. All right, quick break, final break. We'll come right back, take a look at high school basketball from last night, who won, who played, and then get ready for tonight. It's a limited night tonight on this Wednesday. We do have Milligan basketball, as we told you, against Truett McConnell. Airtime at 5:15, tip-off at 5:30 coming up, and so we'll talk a little bit more about that, but very much zero in on the high school basketball from last night. Right after this from Container Man on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
In a world where cluttered trash and debris threaten your property, one man is ready to save the day. He's Container Man, your dumpster delivery superhero. Need to clear out your garage? Call Container Man. Remodeling your home? Call Container Man. Demolition waste taking over your job site? Call Container Man. From minor to major projects, Container Man has the perfect size dumpster for every task. With lightning fast delivery and the customer service of a locally owned company, he will help you restore order to your world. When you're ready to fight cluttered trash and debris, call Container Man.
Antique Mall with over 50,000 square feet of merchandise. We have about 52, 53, give or take, vendors with different items. We have a great selection of everything from antique, which is over 100 years, to vintage, which is 25 years, and then we do have a little bit of new things. We concentrate on the vintage and antique items. So you can find just about anything for yourself, for your home, and gifts. We have a lot of people that take gifts for their grandparents. They remembered they had them, and it's with their family.
Hours are open.
We're open Monday through Friday, 11 to 5:30. Saturdays 10 to 6. Open late for the car shows and anytime they have special events in town.
Need Place, one of our great sponsors of Cyclone football, Duck Crossing in downtown Elizabethton, proud sponsor of Elizabethton Cyclone football. And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, here we go. Games from last night go like this. I just had the darn thing, and it went out on me. Is that not? Boy, it just drives me nuts. Look at that. I just had it. All right, let's go back to the last night and hit that. And there we go. All right, here we go. Morristown East beat Dobbinsville by 16. This is girls basketball last night. North Green beat University High 69-19. So UH's girls at 1-18 having a tough year. South Green's ladies beat Happy Valley by 10. Daniel Boone's ladies beat Tennessee High 65-38. We'll see Boone's girls and guys on Friday night at John Treadway against Elizabethton. Unaka's ladies all over Hampton 73-54. West Green beat Unicoi County by 9. Westridge ladies beat Morristown West by 6 last night in girls basketball. Science Hills ladies beat Jeff County 64-14. That's not a typo. 64-14. Lady Hilltoppers win that one. It was Volunteers ladies beating Sullivan East by 9. That's in girls basketball. Cobb County runs their record at 20-3. The ladies, the Big Red they call themselves, they beat Northview Academy by 8 last night. Pretty good matchup. Cobb County 20-3. Northview Academy at 14-2, and Cobb County wins by 8. Let's scroll down and get the boys there real quick before we get out of here and get ready to head towards Milligan. Get ready for the Milligan Lady Buffs and the guys later on today. All right, so boys basketball, Chucky Doak beat Johnson County 73-72 in a dandy. Dobbins win over Morristown East on a blowout, 72-34. Our game, Elizabethton rallies to beat Crockett by 7, 51-44. North Green a 3-point win over University High. South Green beat Happy Valley by 14. It was Tennessee High beating Daniel Boone by 3. We'll see Boone on Friday. Hampton, the Bulldogs beat Unaka at Unaka by 7. Unicoi County's guys over West Green by a 61-39 score. Jackson Simmons becomes the all-time leading scorer at Unicoi County. He'll be with us on the ball game tonight. He'll be one of our guests during the broadcast when we bring you the men's game, because he is committed to play basketball at Milligan next year. They're getting a good one. All-time leading scorer at Unicoi County High School. You have Westridge, a 23-point win, Morristown West, a 23-point win over Westridge. Bearden's boys beat Greenville's guys by 26 last night. Jeff County's guys beat Science Hill by 5 last night. It was Volunteer with a 12-point win over the Sullivan East Patriot guys, and that's your basketball for Tuesday last night. Now let's see what's going on tonight. And let's see, girls basketball tonight. It's a very limited schedule. And anybody on our side? And no, it's an off night tonight for boys and girls basketball. And so we'll pick back up on Friday night, big nights in high school. On Friday night again, we'll have Daniel Boone at John Treadway Gymnasium for another home game, the Cyclones and the Trailblazers in the conference. That's going to do it from here. Let's give you the verse today. We always dedicate our show to the man hung on the cross. We'll get ready to bring you, as we said, again, Milligan basketball coming up here in a little while at about 5:15, which I say a little while, about 5 hours out. You have Psalms 145, 18 and 19. The verse today says, "The Lord is near to all who call on him, to all who call on him in truth." Verse 19 says, "He fulfills the desires of those who fear him. He hears their cry and saves them." Thank you, Lord, for hearing us and loving us. Psalms 145, 18 and 19 says, "The Lord is near to all who call on him, to all who call on him in truth." And verse 19 says, "He fulfills the desires of those who fear him. He hears their cry and saves them." Thank you, Lord Jesus, for hearing us and loving us. Good way to end it. Andrew Smith, thank you for being on the show. Andrew McKeon, El Presidente at Carter County Bank, thank you for being on the show. Dr. Eric Carter, obviously the owner of right here at Lingerfield Drug Center downtown, thank you for being on the show. We'll rejoin you at 5:15 for Milligan University basketball. The Lady Buffs and the men back-to-back and doubleheader against the Truett McConnell Bears out of Georgia. Until then, we'll say, as always, wrapping up show number 2,426 show, we'll say, as we always do, bloom where you're planted and win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching Elizabethton Cyclone basketball last night, Milligan basketball tonight, and sandwich in between. Thank you for watching. Again, show number 2426 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show here at Lingerfield Drug Center in downtown Elizabethton. Back at 5:15 with Milligan.